So, a very good morning, everyone. I hope you all are safe and healthy. So, I'm Randeep, Core Placement Officer. It gives me immense pleasure to host this online guest lecture. So, students, like today's topic of talk is effective networking for finding the right opportunities. It has been almost 6 months that we have switched to online mode of education to ensure that there should no break in our regular learning and academic routine. So as we believe that learning should not stop, hence we are scheduling these online guest lectures for you all so that you can get the corporate exposure too. So dear students, let us all together welcome our today's guest speaker, Mr. Vivek Chadha, Head of Growth at LinkedIn Local India, Bangalore. I take this as an opportunity to introduce him. Journey matters as much as the destination. These words have been guiding the principles of our guest speaker, Mr. Vivek Chadha, throughout his career in last 17 years. Sir is a graduate in engineering, computer science from the Delhi College of Engineering. Started his career with Quark Media House. From then, he's shown his capabilities and determination to grow and learn. Then he moved to Mentor Graphics, the world leader in electronic design automation for the 5 years. He worked in multicultural teams of Indians and Americans where he gained specific skills and international exposure. In the year 2009, he chose an uncommon path, started his entrepreneurial journey. He is a founder and CEO of EYL, Enhance Your Life, which was one of the India's pioneer in the domain. In 2018, EYL's business was acquired by Super Seva, India's largest corporate service provider. His career underwent a transition from entrepreneurship to corporate life. Then he again delivered an excellent service as a business head, North India. For now, Sir is heading growth in LinkedIn Local India. He co-founded LinkedIn Local India and organized over 80 successful professional networking and learning events and webinars across 10 Indian cities with the motto of connecting humans in real life. Vivek sir, once again, a very warm welcome to you on the behalf of entire Amity University, Patna. We are really awaiting to listen your views today. So the session is all over to you, Sam.
Thank you, Randeep ma'am, for this introduction. I think this is one of the finest introductions that I've heard about myself. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, sir. But we really want to hear from you, your career journey.
Great. Good morning, everyone. I'm really delighted to be here with all of you at Amity University, Patna. And I want to again thank Madam Randeep, for this opportunity to come here and share my views. I'm very excited to be here, as I remember my days through college and how they became the foundation of my career. So what I'll do is I will start off with a presentation. The presentation has my journey, and then we will go through it. We are here to talk about effective networking for finding the right opportunities. So I'm going to talk about, what the whole thing about networking is and how can we leverage it. So I've divided, my talk today in 4 parts. What has been my journey? What is the real secret to networking, and how we can actually network for opportunities, and what is, why is it so confusing to understand, the deep world of networking. And also one of the most important aspects of LinkedIn, and how we can use LinkedIn and leverage LinkedIn for Randeep ma'am has already given my introduction very, very beautifully. I'm going to talk about my journey, from my vantage point, from where I come. Uh, when I was studying for engineering, I wanted to study engineering because I wanted to create a difference. I wanted to do something for the community and the society. And I believed that I was good at science and mathematics, so engineering seemed like a natural extension. And I luckily cleared through the engineering exam, and got a computer science seat, and studied engineering for 4 years. Those 4 years were really remarkable, because not only were the professors very, very good, but my peers, my friends, my colleagues, people I used to study with, were also very, very intelligent and very, very smart. And my 4 years of learning actually came from people that I studied with, because I realized how important it is to understand, different views. Not everybody thinks like me. I used to stay in a hostel. So I, further realized that everybody has a different way of thinking. Everybody has a different way of living. Everybody has a different way of studying. I could not study through the night. Many people used to only study in the night. When we used to solve problems, there were different approaches that different people came in with. So earlier it was as if, I just wanted to implement my way. But over these 4 years, I realized that it is important and it is okay to take different views into consideration, because that is how we are able to solve problems. After college, from college, I got placed with Cork Media House in Mohali. I worked there for a year. Then I moved to Noida at Mentor Graphics, where I worked for about 6 years. And during these years, I got the exposure of developing code, developing software, testing software, and doing a lot, and getting that initial corporate exposure that we so much want when we are in college. Because when we are in college, we look up that when are we going to graduate, when are we going to get an opportunity, when are we going to enter the corporate, and when are we going to really start our journey and start making money. So these were really great years where I, learned a lot from leaders in the industry. Across all these years since college and through Mentor Graphics, I had always wanted to do something. I wanted to start something. I wanted, I always had new ideas in my head. And in fact, in college also, I was, the vice chairman of the IEEE Society, which was responsible for technological studies, events, and everything related to that. So it, in my mind, I kept thinking of different ideas, but since there was nobody to support me or guide me, I just used the tools that I had on internet or while speaking to people. I realized that when I was talking to people, I was learning more, because they could give me specific advice as to what I should be doing, because the information on internet and Google is so vast that it is very difficult to identify, uh, you know, what to do basically. So I started my company, EYL. It was a corporate concierge that I ran for 9 years. It was based on the technology that we had developed, and we completely changed the face of the concierge business in India, and we really scaled very well. I'm a first generation entrepreneur, so I faced a lot of issues, had a lot of failures, and also had a lot of successes. But the kind of learning I had during these 9 years, I do not think I would have really learned that had I not started my own company and continued in my job. Different paths of a job and starting a company, but I chose this one. It was risky, but I thought that I really wanted to do this and not have any regrets, and so I ventured into it. And it is one of my most fantastic years of my professional journey, where I learned so much, connected with so many people across different industries, across different levels. And in 2018, EVIL was acquired by SuperSeva. So the kind of value that we had created in EVIL, SuperSeva found a lot of value in that. SuperSeva was looking to expand its business in India. And so we started talking, and after due deliberations and discussions of 6 months, we closed the deal in mid 2018. And as a part of the merger and acquisition, I joined the SuperSeva team to head the business for North. And North was a small business. My idea was that we will merge the business and then grow the business. From May 2018 till about January 2018, I was heading the business for SuperSeva, and we doubled the revenue and the business that was coming in. So that was a great achievement. Along with that, in 2018, I got involved, with an initiative called LinkedIn Local, and I helped co-found that initiative in India. And we did our first event in January 2018 that went viral. The response on LinkedIn was so good that we got this encouragement that we are on the right path and we should take it forward. So we scaled it up to more than 10 cities. We did about 40 physical events over a period of 1.5 years. After COVID happened, we did another 40 online events because we could afford to do that with that speed because there was no physical intervention. And it has been really going very well. I'm going to talk a little more about LinkedIn Local when we come to the LinkedIn part. And I also consult professionals on career growth. A lot of people reach out to me for advice on their careers, and I also advise a few startups on their business growth and strategy. So moving forward, what is networking? Randeep ma'am, am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. What is networking? I have been hearing this term networking for a very, very long time. And it has been always confusing to me of what really is networking. Because people say that network is your net worth, networking is very, very important. What really is networking? After many, many years, of meeting people, understanding people, building professional relationships, I have realized that networking is a very, very simple concept that we sometimes overcomplicate. Networking is simply, connecting with other people with a common interest or simply to explore future common interests. What that means is that when we are networking, it is basically an idea that we are reaching out to other individuals on a premise that there is a common interest, or we are exploring a possibility of something that will come up in the future. The first part of a common interest is that we already know what a common interest is. For example, if I'm a guitarist, it is easier for me to reach out to other musicians, and there is a common link between me and the other person. And that is a common interest. And it will be good if I network with other musicians because I may want to form a band, I may want to become a part of a movie or some other project, that we may be doing. What also is very, very important in networking is that sometimes there are no common interests at this point of time. You do not know the other person. So you try and connect with other people with the possibility of understanding who that person is and what the future might bring in. So this is an extremely powerful concept basis which you will expand your network. I sometimes find very, very interesting people, but I do not really know what is common between us. But I find them so interesting that I maintain a connect, and then we talk, and then we later realize that sometimes it is just that we both are interested in talking. We may have some, professional interests, or sometimes it's just that I've found out very interestingly with one of the senior people. I found out that he and I both have dogs, and that is how the conversation started, and later we became friends. So keeping in mind that it is okay to not identify what you need, what the common interest is, but something in the future might come up. Another very important aspect of networking is that we want to think of everything in the short term. We want to think that, networking, if can benefit like instantly, within a day, within a week, we can get the benefit. The whole idea of networking is it is a continuous process. I have been networking, I think, since college. I did not know I was networking as a word, but now that I look at it, I was always networking with people because I was always interested in talking to new people. So I was building, professional relationships, and this takes time. It does not happen in a day. You cannot think that, okay, I need this from this person, so I will just do this conversation and get over with it. If you really want the benefit of networking, then you have to think in the long term, and also you have to think it as a proper relationship in which both the parties have to benefit. So it will not happen in a day, it will not happen in a week. It is a continuous process of solidifying relationships over the long term, and these are the fundamentals on which everything that you do in networking will depend upon. What is the secret to networking? I learned this after many years. I used to think that networking is about taking the benefit out of a relationship, which is a natural instinct. When we meet a person, we think, what is it that person can give us? Networking actually is more about giving than it is about taking. I will explain this. Most people think about what they can get from a relationship and not what they can give. And when I talk about a relationship, it can be any relationship. It can be a professional relationship, it can be a personal relationship, it can be friends, it can be spouse, parents, anything. So any relationship that we have, to create a balance, we have to think what we can give into that relationship. And this becomes very important, specifically when we are talking about professional relationships, because the chances of professional relationships becoming transactional is very easy. We just call the other person and say, I want this from you. That person may give you that information or whatever you want, but it will not create a long lasting professional relationship. So always think in terms of giving. What is it that the other person I can give to the other person? You have to, if you keep thinking about that, then what will happen over a period of time is that you will start getting more, overall. But the important thing here is that you should not expect. So if you have helped somebody, do not think that he's going to come back and give it to you in some form or the other. That may not happen ever. But if you keep giving every time you meet somebody or you have a professional relationship, over a period of time, you'll see that your life is getting enriched, your professional contacts are getting enriched, and you are becoming a better person. And sometime in the future, some magic will happen, and you will see that, like karma works, things are returning to you in forms that you never expected. So, and this is my experience, over the last 20 years. And this never fails. We just cannot expect shortcuts here. We have to be a little selfless, think about the other person. When you think about the other person by biology, starts thinking about you. And it creates an effect that when you do this with sufficient people, magic happens. Now, coming to the very important part of opportunities. while we are in college, while we are in student life, we are studying, we are wanting to make a career. We have joined Amity so that, it could contribute to our professional well-being, for our career, for our learning. What are the opportunities that you want in life? You may want a job. You may want to do a higher education. You may want to, start a company. You may want to raise funding if you have already started up. You may want to do a project. You are looking to go and, for example, do something in social work. Anything that you want to do, you have to connect with the right people, and you have to see if there are right opportunities for you. The fact of the matter is that there are opportunities every day. How you can find out those opportunities, how you can, take advantage of networking for those opportunities is the critical part. So the first step is identify your objective. Random networking will be of not a lot of use. You need to be clear as to what you want to do. I'll give you an example. If you want to make a career in marketing, for example, and that is where your interest is and that is what you want to do, identify your objective. So I want to create a career in marketing. I want to connect with marketing professionals. I want to learn from experts who are known in marketing. Suppose this is your objective. Then you find out the people you connect with. And finding out people is very simple. You go and Google. You use platforms like LinkedIn, and you create a set of people that you want to connect with. Now, irrespective of whether that person is senior, whether it is celebrity, or how popular they are, or whatever the case is, that is your set. That if you are able to connect with, you realize that it will open up a world of opportunities for you. Your learning will grow. Your access to new jobs or new projects will open up. This is again a very, very important point. At this point of time, think about what the other person is interested in, which I also call empathy. Why this step is so important is because we rarely, most of the times, by default, we forget what the other person is interested in. We are only thinking about what we are interested in. And when we focus too much upon what we are interested in, the other person loses interest because we are not talking to him in his language, in what interests him, but we are talking to him about what interests us. And what interests us may not necessarily interest the other person, right? So you may need to do some research. You may need to find out, while talking, and maybe just listen to the other person and understand that person, from a perspective of their voice. So very, very important, extremely important point, I cannot emphasize this enough, is that you have to really find out what that person is interested in. In today's world, it is not very difficult to reach out to anybody on this planet. There are various social media platforms. You have access to emails. You have access to places where you can reach them, and people respond. But it is very, very important that you reach out to people in a very, very sensible way, which feels personal and shows deep interest in their work. So, for example, you want to reach out to a person who is very successful in marketing, say for an internship opportunity or doing a project or something that you want to learn from that person. That person is already getting hundreds of emails and messages every day. If you send another copy cut, copy, paste message to that person, he or she may not respond to you. So when you connect to a person, you need to spend effort, you need to spend time to understand who that person is, what that person may be interested in, and really craft, a message which is sensible and personal in nature. We will talk about this more, and whenever you are reaching out to them, reading the message, it should look that you have spent, your effort and your time in reaching out to that person. Try to find out what is common between you and them, because whenever you start a conversation, this common thread is going to be something that you build upon your professional relationship on. Again, we come back to the point of giving. Think of adding value. Sometimes what happens is, especially as students, is that when we are talking to senior people or more accomplished people, we think that we have nothing to offer. We cannot offer anything to a person who is more successful or looks more successful than us. But that is not the case. You will always have something, that you are proud of. You will have something that you are interested in. You will have something that you are strong at. So think about those things where you can add value to the other person. Maybe you are a very interesting person. Maybe you're very good at humor. Maybe you're good at singing. Maybe you're good at drawing. Something you have to pick one thing where you are good at, and find out a way to reach out to that person and think about adding value to that person. I'll just give an example. Maybe you're a very good sketch artist. Just create a sketch of the person you are trying to connect with, important person, and send it to them as a compliment. This is just one idea. There are many other ideas, but you need to figure out what is it you can add, to the other person. Sorry. Another good idea is to read, their posts, articles, watch videos, and interviews. When you're connecting with people, you can see their social media accounts. You can see what they're publishing. You can look at what are they writing. So before you, connect with somebody whom you really want to network with for a long term, then you need to study that person. Because when you're going to reach out to them, you doing this will help you understand that, what kind of a person that is, what are their thought processes, how do they think, what are they interested in, and then engaging with them on social media, using this knowledge will really help you build the foundation. Another very good way to reach out to people is to ask for advice. While I talk about giving, I also understand that when you ask for advice, many people want to help. Many people want to support the community. Many people want to sort of give back to the society, and many people want to help just in general. So when you ask for advice, people want to help you. But there is a word of caution here. You have to be very, very careful into how are you crafting your message. What kind of advice are you asking for? Just general advice that please help me find a job, please help me, what should I do in my career? If you can identify, okay, I want to do marketing and I'm looking for advice in these 3 areas, can you help me? The chances of getting a reply from that person is much, much higher. Another good, interesting example that works is that, offer to do unpaid short internships. So this is not to say that you should not, make money for the effort that you make, but sometimes, I have found out that very interesting projects where the opportunity to learn is very, very high. I have in the past offered that I am going to support that person unofficially, and just get an opportunity to, stay in touch with him, learn from him, work with him closely, and just grow professionally. And it brought me, really close to that person, and I learned from that person, and it opened a new door for opportunities for me. Once you form a connect with a particular person, now you can meet the person for the first time anywhere. You can meet them online, you can meet them offline, in person. After the initial, meetup with a person, it is very important that we deepen the relationship with ongoing conversations. Sometimes what happens is we connect with a person, we get what we wanted, and we forget about that person. And after some time, when we remember that, okay, I need this person again, then we again message or call them. A good way is to just, keep that professional relationship alive, keep the conversations ongoing. Depending on what kind of a rapport do you have, stay in touch with that person. So these are the points where you could start with, depending on what your objective is. Whom are you trying to reach out to? Because of COVID, everything is online. Earlier, there were a lot of networking opportunities offline. Where you were meeting people. People were probably coming to your college. You were meeting them in person. The look and feel of meeting in person is very different. Now it has gone online, but there are a lot of opportunities that have opened up because of coming online, because everybody is online and you can connect with more people, on social media. And that is something, that you can practice, that you can, keep doing every day so that you become better at it. Okay, so what not to do, in networking. This is a classic example, and this is one of the messages that I received very, very recently. Look at the message. It says, "Hi Vivek, I hope you're doing good. I received this message on LinkedIn, by the way. I'm interested in pursuing opportunities at your organization. Please find my profile. I was working with Shuttle since past 2.5 years, and I have a total of experience of 6 years. Please let me know in case you come across any openings at mid-level management research for MBA grads. My experience are in driving strategic initiatives, stakeholder management, financial modeling, and monetization. I request you to please refer me for suitable roles. I'm enclosing my resume for your reference. Please let me know in case you need any other information." Now, what is the problem here? The problem is that this person simply messaged me on LinkedIn, and I don't know this person. I may be connected to this person, but I really do not know this person. So when this person messaged me, and I get a lot of messages every day, I looked at this. I may want to help this person, but since I do not really have a connect with this person, I chose not to reply in the sense of helping. I just replied to them, yes, I will look into it and get back to you. But this is something that you should not be doing. This is the last thing you should be doing when you're trying to get an opportunity. And this is again just an example. There may be various things that you want to do, but your ask from the other person should come after you have built a rapport with the person. This should be the last step, a natural extension of your relationship. It looks very transactional and very selfish if I simply message somebody and say, please give me a job. I know you may be needing a job or you need something from me, but it is very important that you should first form a rapport with me so that I understand what kind of person you are, and then I'm able to help you better. Right now, I don't know you. And even if I have opportunities, I may not be the right person. I may just forward it to the team, but nothing is really going to materialize there. So this is something definitely we should not do in the first step. There are many other cases where people have reached out to me. They have already read about me. They have understood what I have done, what has been my journey, many of which is available on social media. And many cases they have offered to help in things that they were good at. And it was an off and on sort of thing which grew in some cases, and in some cases the rapport became very strong. Then it becomes a very natural extension that as a friend, as a mentor, they ask me something, then I also want to help them out. So this is something that we should not be doing. Moving forward, all the MBA grads must have seen a funnel somewhere in marketing, or when you're studying marketing funnels. How do opportunities work? Opportunities will crystallize in the form of a funnel. When we start talking about a lot of opportunities. You see this red bucket. There are a lot of people that you meet, a lot of interactions that you have, and you get aware of other person, and other person gets aware about you. And this is a very large pool because because you're interacting with so many people. But as you keep moving forward, there are some people that you will be more interested in, and there'll be mutual interest. That'll be a smaller set of people. If the interest goes deeper, then you both can decide to do something. For example, in the case of two friends wanting to start a company, they already know each other, they have awareness, they have interest in each other. Now they have decided that they are going to start a company, and action is that they will actually launch a company. If you're looking for a job, there are many opportunities that are there, you're aware of. Few companies or few people show interest in you. One of them actually, or two of them, decide to give you an opportunity, and you join one of them. So everything in life works in a funnel, whether it is sales, whether it is marketing, or whether it is opportunities. And networking works in a similar way. You may meet 100 people, but in the end, there will be those few 5 to 10 people, where you will build a rapport, and who will continue to be your professional connects, and you can deepen those relationships with them. So I come to now leveraging LinkedIn. This is going to be a very, very simple. I'm not going to go very deep here. Talking about LinkedIn and how to leverage LinkedIn and how to really use LinkedIn is just another session maybe. What I'm going to tell you is that there is a lot of power in LinkedIn. And if you have not already created your profile, you should do it like today.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sorry. Sir, आपकी screen share नहीं है, sir.
Screen share नहीं है. Has it gone down now?
Sir, पहले से ही नहीं है, starting से नहीं है.
नहीं है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
अच्छा. That's okay. Now that that's fine. So I'm anyways on the last part. So okay, I will share my LinkedIn profile just to talk about. Is my profile visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. Wonderful. So LinkedIn is, the most important tool. Everybody that we want to network with is on LinkedIn. In India, there are more than 70 million profiles. 7 crore people are on LinkedIn just in India. A LinkedIn profile is not simply a resume. A LinkedIn profile is a way to connect with people, to show who you are and create a brand for yourself. So I'll just go through my profile very, very quickly. What happens when somebody comes to my profile? I have got a professional photograph. My name is there. My designation is there. There is an about section, which is very, very important, where you need to talk about, who you are as a person and what are your skills. This has to be like a story where people, when they read it, they come to know who you are as a person. So you talk about yourself here. I've spoken about a bit my journey and what are my key skills. It talks about featured posts. So these are the posts that I've made and I've featured them here so that, these are some of the popular things that I've been doing. So I want people to come and see, what it is. My experience, I've been working with LinkedIn Local India. I'm, advising this company. I was heading business for Super Seva. I was founder CEO of EYL. I worked with Mentor Graphics. My education is with DC and so on. And people have endorsed me for these skills, their recommendations. So my whole point is that it takes time to build a profile over a period of time. If you do not already have a profile, you should start today. You should start using LinkedIn as a platform to network. And when you start practicing, you will become better at it. If you create the profile today, or if you already have the profile, you will not become an expert just one day. It has taken me many years to really get to the level where I am. But starting and continuously doing this is the most important aspect. If you have any questions, happy to discuss them. If you want to reach out to me on my LinkedIn profile, most welcome. And, we can discuss and dig deeper there. So yes, that is about, networking that I had to say. And over to you, Randeep ma'am.
Thank you so much. So I hope students must be having some questions. So students, you can put up your questions in the chat box so that we can take up the questions one by one. And if you do have any queries related to LinkedIn related to networking, please put up your questions. So we need to wait for, I guess, 2 to 3 minutes. So maybe the students will come up with their questions. I guess.
I think there are some questions here already.
Question and answers.
I can see 2 questions here.
Yes. So.
So Snehashish Das Roy is asking, what is the difference between a LinkedIn company page and a LinkedIn group? So a LinkedIn
visible.
It's visible to me. So
Okay.
I'll just yeah. There's just one question right now, so I'll just answer that. So Snehashish, just like we individuals have a LinkedIn page, LinkedIn allows us to create a company page. So for example, I work for LinkedIn Local India, so that it has a company page which talks about what is the company, who are the employees, what does it do, and any social media posts that have been made from that page. A LinkedIn group is basically a closed group of people, and it can have any number of people in that group basis the limitation. A LinkedIn group is like a WhatsApp group on LinkedIn where you can interact with other members. Other members can interact with each other on a particular common theme or a topic. It is not a public group. It is a private group. A LinkedIn company page is a public page where that anybody can go and see. So that is the primary difference. In terms of having a company page or an individual page, what I have seen is that individual pages are gain more traction. So I prefer to post everything from my page, even if it is about my company, because when I post from my profile, the visibility is much higher. So as per LinkedIn algorithms, when people post from individual pages, it gains more traction. It moves forward much faster. There are much more likes, comments, so on, than if the company does it. All right. So I think we have another question. Priyanka is asking this question. What to do when you want to build a healthy relationship with others and they are ignoring you? So yes, this is a good question. See, you have to really think of what is happening. Is everybody ignoring you? Or it is just your perception that they are ignoring you. So you need to really see what the scenario is. If you think everybody is ignoring you, then you need to really see what you're doing, and how are you forming that rapport and relationship. I really doubt that if you make an effort, some people will definitely ignore you. That is with everybody, even with me. But there will be some people who will be interested in what you have to say and what you have to offer. So you should pick up those people and start the conversations. But if you think that everybody is ignoring you, then you need to go and look inside of what you are doing or what you are saying. And if there is a specific scenario where you want help in, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to answer. All right. So
Vivek sir, now I'm able to see the questions.
Okay.
So the students ask questions which is now visible in my question and answer box, and as well as in my chat box too.
Okay.
So the student is one of our students, she has asked, so it takes time to build. Okay, you have already taken this question, Sam. It's
Right.
networking with knowing what we want considered as mean as our behavioral pattern.
Can you repeat that question?
Isn't networking with knowing what we want considered as mean as our behavioral pattern? This is Aman Gupta. Aman, if you can elaborate your question, or you can express it once again so that we can take up your question. I'm moving to another question from Lovely Kitwani. It is while just exploring on LinkedIn, the profile visits limit got exhausted. I had no idea about it. I wanted to know how may I manage this?
What limit got exhausted?
I guess the searching limit of the profiles got exhausted.
Okay. So LinkedIn has a feature. If you go to my profile, you will see that I have a premium account. So there is a golden IN that is appended to my name. Most of the profiles when people start are non-premium accounts, because premium accounts are paid accounts. So LinkedIn gives you a limit to search, and that search limit is sufficient if you go, if you want a normal search. But if you go keep searching very, very heavily, then LinkedIn is going to restrict it. So obviously, if you're not in a premium account, you have to stay within in that limit. And you could try a premium account with 1 month of free trial and see what is the difference, and then decide whether you want to go for a premium account. But I don't recommend going for a premium account at this point of time for all of us. I have had a normal account for most of my life. It is only very recently that I got a premium account. But most of the work that we want to do in LinkedIn is pretty doable if we just go with a normal account.
So I'll take up the one more question, the another question. How important is networking to an entrepreneur who has recently started his business, or should he just pay an SMM specialist and develop with his help and trust his business?
I missed the last part, ma'am. Which business?
It is SMM specialist and develop with his help and trust his business. It's trust his business.
So for an entrepreneur, I think networking is the most important part. Network, an entrepreneur wears many hats. You have to do a lot of things. You have to run your business, you have to grow your business, you have to get customers, you have to look at accounts, finance, marketing, employees, everything. You are responsible for everything. But one of the most critical parts of the business, basis which the business will run, is sales. Is growing your business, in letting more people know about your business, and you have to get a lot of work done. Networking really helps you there because it connects you with the opportunities. Entrepreneurs are looking for opportunities. Entrepreneurs are looking for more contracts. They're looking for more customers. They're looking for more business. And specifically in some cases, for example, B2B businesses, where it is more people centric, networking is extremely important. For example, you want to raise funds. It is important that you have, you start building a network with people who are raising funds, one, and also venture capitalists. It starts small, it takes time, but obviously you need to have a network. With networking, things become easier. Without networking, things remain a little difficult. So it is extremely important for entrepreneurs.
Okay, Sam. So the another question again, Aman has sent his question. So I'll read out the question once again. Isn't networking with knowing that we want to be considered as nasty, as our personal benefits are involved?
That is why I talked about giving. So when you think about networking as only taking, then it becomes nasty. Then it is very, very selfish. But if you think of networking as a give and take, as a relationship, for example, you have friends. Do you think your relationship with them is nasty? No, because you care about each other. You think about as a friend, as somebody that you can help with, and when you need help, that friend is also available. So networking works in a similar fashion. You have to first think about what you can give to the other person, and then when you really need help, that help will arrive to you. So if you think it in this manner, then it is not nasty, it is not selfish, and you can grow.
Sure, sir. And thank you so much for answering this question. So I guess again, the question from Snehashish, should I focus on quality or quantity when I build my network on LinkedIn?
Extremely good question. Most of the people focus on quantity. They will keep adding connections as if there is no tomorrow. But the problem is that when we connect with people on LinkedIn, it is only a connection on LinkedIn. If we don't utilize that connection, we don't connect with them through messages or phone calls or meetings, then that network is pretty useless. Adding thousands of connections does not make sense if you cannot really reach out to those people. So what I would say is that focus on quality. When you focus on quality, you identify the right people. You don't go with the spray and spray approach. You just don't send messages, connection requests to everybody. You focus on, this is what I want. These are the kind of people I want to connect. You reach out to the relevant people. You spend time thinking how I want to connect with them. What messages should I write? And that will add value. When you think of large numbers, what happens is that you are wanting to connect with large number of people and your message gets diluted. You do not spend time researching about them. If I reach out to 100 people today, can I research about 100 people? No. But if I reach just one person, I can read about them. I can engage with their posts. I can really craft a nice message in 15 minutes, send them a personalized note. My chances of accepting that connect request for them are easier. Building a relationship is easier, and really forming that bond is easier. So I would say focus on quality and not quantity.
Great. So, Snehashish, focus on quality then in that case. So really, thank you so very much, sir. I guess after this question, I'm not missing any question. If in case the students are missing any question, so I'll request you all to please put up your question in the chat box once again. We have another 2 minutes to wind up the session.
I see some messages in the chat which say that we did not see the slide. I think when I was speaking, my slideshow was not shared or something happened.
Not visible. Yes, sir, it was not visible. So I thought of not interrupting in between because you were in a flow of interaction. So one question from Manisha Kumari is here, sir. What if I work being selfless and helping everyone around me, but don't get any recognition for the help? How to deal with such situation? Should I still wait that it may come in some other form in future?
Very good question, Manisha. Right. So in this case, you need to really think of it as a give and take. When I said about giving, I did not say that you should not be taking. There has to be a balance. If any of the balance tilts, then the relationship will go for a toss. If you are only taking, then it becomes very selfish. If you are totally selfless and not expecting anything in return at all, that is also a problem. Then people will start taking advantage of you. So you should be smart in understanding that yes, you are helping people, but you should not let people take advantage of you. Because if people think that you are just there to give and help people and you do not expect anything, then people start taking advantage of you. So good things will definitely happen to you, but because you are getting this feeling, you should form a balanced relationship with people. Helping obviously is definitely good, but people will help you back when you also raise your self-worth and they think that they also sort of can help you. So yes, that would be my answer.
So with this question, we'll end up this session. So students, I guess no more questions because we have completed our limit of this time. So thank you so very much, Vivek sir. So answering these questions, because I know the students keep on putting up the questions, and we wish that in future once again we connect with Amity University Patna, and we'll try to invite you in person here in Patna. So whenever you are free and after these conditions will be very normal.
Thank you so much, Randeep ma'am. What I would like to do is that this presentation that I have, I will share with you, and
yes,
please share with everybody so that everybody can have in their email boxes or WhatsApp, and
exactly.
I'll probably share a PDF version so that many people have asked me here that they've not got the PPT. So
yes.
I will share so that they can refer to the PPT and it will align with my talk. And really thank you for inviting me. And I hope that this session made sense, to the students today. And I hope that we do very well. Study hard, build a lot of relationships, build networking. This may look like a difficult time, but this is also a time of opportunities. And if you have the right attitude, then I'm sure you'll be very, very successful in life. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, from the entire behalf of this Amity University Patna for giving this really a valuable time, because we were not I was actually was not expecting, and this again the session is through the LinkedIn Connect. So I'm really very thankful to you that you have connected with me and gave us this opportunity to go ahead with this online session. So really thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.